All right, hello. Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. And Jeremy is ready to carradine the hell out of this, he said,
Right.
but was muted. But then I repeated it nonetheless, because we are here. Fragged Empire. I walked away just a moment ago, and they were all talking about how they never remember anything that happens on the stream. I heard all of it, and tears were flowing down my eyes because
we also
the story
complimented
sucks so
you.
much they can't be bothered to remember. Did you? I didn't really hear that part.
Yeah. We also complimented about how great your recaps are.
Yes,
Wow.
and the YouTube uploads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You dick.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
See, now Jeff's doing the carradine.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, fantastic. All right. We got some Fragged Empire. Everyone's a little nervous because I hurt them last time, now that they remember. And I'm going to hurt them some more. And I discovered that one of the creature things that was hurting them gets more actions in a round than I realized. So I get to hurt them even more. So that's pretty fantastic. As is Fragged Empire. So you all should play. So why don't we go ahead? I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Let's get started. Let's do some intros. Jeremy, I would like you to tell us a little bit about a very embarrassing / weird moment you had with Dr. T at some point in your time together in the ship.
Well, it's no secret that most of Dr. T's best work happens via cavities. There was a time I had a terrible fungal infection. Yeah. It was in my arm. I don't know why he used a suppository to deal with it. I woke up mid-operation because his anesthesia was off that day. It doesn't happen often. The eye contact was just the sort of thing you just silently agree you'll never speak of it again. Until now, when I told everybody.
Absolutely. He's just babbling. Okay, Dr. T. I would like you to tell us about a time in which there was a major misunderstanding between you and Zatek.
I feel like this is an everyday thing for us having a misunderstanding. I think probably the largest one, the most intense one is he was in for a regular checkup and it was fine. And I decided, you know what? He's not cleaning under his fingernails. He's not brushing his teeth. I'm just gonna sedate him, which was hard to do. It really was, and just clean all that out for him. You know, you got to get into them nooks and crannies. And I killed him. He was just this pile of metal laying on my table until, Maya did come in and remind me that it was the goo that's actually him. I did taste a little bit of it, though.
Oh. Okay, well then Zatek is always going to be safe, because if Zatek ever dies, a little part of him is inside Dr. T.
Yeah,
and so
it was tangy.
I think we did that in a D&D session once or something years ago. I think that happened, where someone was carrying around hair or weird fingernails or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was Silas.
That was Silas.
Right?
So long as the
Silas,
cell of
okay.
Silas existed, you could bring.
I knew it happened in something.
Yeah.
Okay, that was DCC. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Neutral hungry.
Zatek, I would like you to tell us about a time in which you saw Maya doing something that you just did not understand. It was just what the fuck is she doing? Or whatever Zhou say.
I feel like it's probably the first time that he saw behind her streaming world and stuff, as that would have been a very hard thing for a Zhou to wrap his head around. What do you mean there's people on? I don't see them. This doesn't make sense. What do you mean they're watching? Where are they? And just having to be very explicitly walked through the process of what it means to stream and create content.
And it was a 100% green screen video at that point. Like there was nothing.
It definitely looks weird. Yeah. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Green everywhere. Maya, I would like you to tell us about a time in which, honestly, you were a little disappointed in Jita. Like, it could be playful, but, like sometimes she did it just a little, like, oh, really? Like, okay.
Very recently, Maya asked Gina for help with picking out like a makeup look and a hair look for the first time she saw Ajax, and she was going through a list of them, and the one Gina picked out was it was really colorful and it was really expressive, but it was only really colorful and really expressive. It wasn't necessarily nice looking. It was just a rainbow on my face, and I had accidentally hit the randomize button, and that's the one Gita liked, and it was a little weird. So
Fantastic.
Gita was looking for colorful. You were looking for like flattering, and didn't necessarily.
Never the twain shall meet.
Absolutely. And then, Jita, I would like you to tell us about the first time that you and Kill realized that you were basically kind of the parents of the rest of the crew on the ship. Like when it first sort of sunk in on the two of you, like, are we the responsible ones? When was that?
So I would say that there was a mission that we were on, and different from this last time, it was all of the other three that were just like intoxicated and trying out all sorts of local versions of ways to get high and be distracted and all of the things. And somehow Kill and I were the only ones that were like, important debrief in the morning. And then in the morning we were literally like splashing cold water on faces and like pulling people out of bed. And then there was just sort of that look that was like, oh.
Yep. The realization sinks in that you're no longer. Yeah. I know that feeling. Happens every time I play with Ashley and Long and Steven, where I'm like, oh, I'm the mature one. Shit. God dang it. Look at that. All right, let's get started. Thank you very much for indulging me. All of those memories are now gone as you've lost them to the effects of hypnos.
Oh.
Anyhow, last time around, the crew of the Posh Chat, you people, you left Honor Base. We're in the Cerberus system, which is the home system, so to speak, of the Legion, and you headed to a place called Tyrannus Moon. It's a moon around the planet Hypnos. You met with a Tribune, Selene Lapidus, who debriefed you all about various things that were happening around this mystical planet. Pause. C+ content, thank you so much for the raid, and great timing. We're literally just getting started, just going through the summary, and we're about to get going. Melissa, do the thing in the chat to make people follow you. Okay, now, so you all were being debriefed by this Tribune, Selene Lapidus. She was telling you about a sensor echo that had hit their moon's monitoring station, because no one goes down to that planet without approval. It's a very dangerous place. And she believes that this was some sort of unsanctioned unsanctioned expedition onto the planet. And she gave you this little background. She thinks it has to do somehow with an exiled Legion scientist by the name of Julianus Sextilius Caecilianus. That's not easy to say. I wrote it out, Anyhow, she thinks that guy's behind it, likely aided by some Exilia mercenaries and some pirates who have been constructing these astronavigational buoys to kind of help avoid detection within the system. And then she also noted how her second in command, Ajax Valeria, who is another Legion, who worked under Kill at one point and was Maya's ex, as in, they would love this. And they were deeply in love. And so he took a cohort of about 10 Legion down to Hypnos to investigate this issue, this expedition. And then she also sent some ships over to investigate something else elsewhere about the pirates and things like that. Now, you all then were tasked now with trying to go down to the planet and reinforce Ajax, because it's been several days since anyone has heard from him. And basically, she was of the impression that you had to basically verify the grim fate, that he was either dead or him and his cohort had what she called answered the call of Hypnos, which is like the weird things the mists do. Down on the planet, you went to Polaris Australis, which is a monitoring station for the Southern Pole's monolith, perfectly mathematically exactly where the Southern Pole is. And the Legion there were wearing like special equipment to document memories and keep their identities and kind of slow the effect of these ley fields that would have on people's minds. Eventually, you pushed further away from the station into the mist. You started heading for the radar echo. Time was moving, or at least perceived, at this sort of odd pace, and more than once, a few of you saw or heard something in the mist. And then you finally reached the coordinates of this radar echo, right? Hours, it seems like, had passed. There was an unsanctioned ship that was partially obscured behind this big old hill. You started to explore a little bit, stumbled upon a few traps. There was sniper fire at one point from some kind of hidden assailant. A voice started reaching out to Zatek telepathically, and he continued to push towards the ship. Maya stumbled. Zatek and Dr. T tried to stay behind to give her a hand. Kill and Jita made it into the ship, but then Kill triggered some kind of monofilament web trap that wrapped it around him. And then outside, the sniper showed himself finally at the edge of the top of this ship, looking down, rifle pointed right at Maya, right at her face. And the three of you could see who it was, Maya especially, and you saw that it was Ajax, and there was no sense of recognition in his face whatsoever. And then he fired the gun. And that is exactly where we're going to pick up, as we are picking up right on me rolling dice to see if I hit. So let's see how this goes. So just to remind you all of the area, we're going to do this. We're going to do this theater to mind style. The three of you are outside. Zatek, Maya, Dr. T. You're on this kind of icy, flat expanse. It actually looks almost too flat in some places. There are all sorts of signs of like a recent skirmish, some like explosions, some craters, things like that here and there. Kill and Jita, you just went in. I think it was the starboard side of the ship, and you're a little bit of the ways in. Kill, you were looking for a way up to the roof, and that's what triggered this trap. So outside, think of it this way: there's the open ice, there's the hill, there's the ship where you can go on top, there's the ship where you can go inside, and then in the distance, occasionally wafting between the mist, you can see a forest. All right, so that's what things look like. Let me go ahead. First attack on old Maya Dianu. Here we go. So, oh my god, that's a lot of dice. That can't be right.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I was messing around.
Oh no, sorry, I need 4 more. Sorry, just kidding.
Okay. So does hang on. 12 is 3. So it says 20 hit you.
Yes, a
I know.
20 hits me.
I'm just doing that trick thing that all GMs do. Like, does a 20 hit you? I know your defense is like 16. Okay. So
Oh, I love it.
all right. A couple things are going to happen.
Yeah.
So first of all, take 7 points of endurance damage as you are shot. So we'll start there. Secondly, I'm going to trigger a strong hit. Okay, so I'm going to trigger I have an ability called Puncture. So I can do this once per attack, all damaged characters. So you got damage. Suffer a critical hit that deals at least 1 damage, no matter your armor. So my crit damage is 4. Do you have any kind of armor?
Yeah, I have 2 armor.
Okay, so you're going to take 2 points of critical damage. All right. So in this case, let's go ahead and roll randomly to that attribute. So this is going to be So it's going to go towards Grit. Your confidence has been hit as your ex-boyfriend just shot you in the face. I guess that makes sense.
And you said
That works.
2?
2 points to your
With my
grit.
grit? I have 0 grit now.
Okay, fair enough. Then I think he is going to, as I roll 2 6s, you know what? I'm just going to use the other. Make it 3. Put your grit at -1. I'm going to just use my other 6 to just do critical boost, which basically increases critical damage. So you're going to be at grit -1.
All right.
Then, because I have more actions than I thought I had, I'm going to do snapshot. But don't worry, I'm going to roll to see who I hit first. I'm not necessarily going to be you. It's going to be Dr. T. As Dr. T, he shot you one shot of the sky, and he sees you tending to Maya. You're the medic.
Yeah.
So he's gonna shoot at you instead.
Oh,
so this
no.
yeah. All right. So Dr. T.
That's not better.
Mm-mm.
Dr. T. That's going to be also a 20. Also a 20. It was the exact same roll.
Yeah, that's not nice.
7 points of endurance loss.
Uh-huh.
And then in the exact same thing is going to happen. I'm going to use my strong hit. I'm going to use a puncture. What's your armor?
1.
Okay. So you're going to take 3 points of critical damage as I'm going to use a critical boost in a strong hit to strength. So take 3 points of damage, of attribute damage to your strength. Then the three of you watch as he moves with preternatural speed away from the edge of the ship until you can't actually see him anymore. Anybody who has decent awareness, you notice like little chunks of ice start to fall off the sides. You hear the sounds of as he's running away. And then when you look up, you notice that there is a light, like a little kind of light on Zatek. And as if like there's a sniper visual fire on you. And the shot goes off, except this time, as you're sitting there, the three of you that are getting shot in the middle of nowhere, you watch as the ground almost instantly starts to shake. And erupting up from the ground, you see a chunk of ice and earth that just presents itself as a wall that seems to cover Zatek, just covers right in front of where Zatek is hit. Zatek, what this basically is going to do is it's going to give you heavy cover. And so
Sweet.
So heavy cover, and it's going to give all three of you technically heavy cover, but you're going to take heavy cover from that, which means you're going to you get your intelligence ×2 to your defense. So what's your intelligence?
Intelligence is 3.
So you're going to get your defense +6 when I roll this third attack, because again, I said 3.
Because there's 3 actions.
Okay, this is not as good as a roll. This is only a 17 to hit. How's that do?
I'm at a 19 now because of the cover.
Perfect. So you could see like the little sighted fire come up. The shot goes off, but then out of nowhere, this eruption of earth, and you hear the ice and the earth kind of crackle. Then you guys watch, the three of you, as you're there licking your wounds. You hear behind you, Zatek, as you're maybe wincing for a moment. You look back, and you see a few feet from you, where some of the ice is and ground has been disturbed. You see, stepping out of it with this incredible speed, a remnant, an earth sign remnant with a kind of a bear-like face, just pops up and begins charging at you with great speed. And they're enormous. And as they're running super fast, you see the ice and snow and dirt start ripping up behind him. And you see suddenly extending out from their spine and out around them about 8 to 10 different tentacles that just start to flip and flop around, except they leap over top of you. They use the ice wall as kind of like a parkour launching pad and throw themselves onto the side of the ship where their tentacles begin to just grab on, and you watch as they start to climb up the actual ship until they get to the very top. You hear and then they go out of sight. And that is the end.
Do those tentacles resemble the worms that were attacking us earlier, or do they look totally different?
They look, you would say, a little bit like Dr. T's. Dr. T's tendrils.
Okay.
Or cousins.
So then Maya will say, on the outside, you can go next, as we're gonna stay in structured time for now. What would you like to do as you just saw craziness ensue?
I've been trying to figure out like what's the appropriate combat action for this, and I think it's prep is my first action, and I'm going to yell into my hand comm, and I yell it on the off chance that the comm does not work, so people can just like hear me. It's Ajax, don't hurt him, it's Ajax. And my next is I'm already in heavy cover, so fuck. I'm gonna do a snapshot to move and try to get as close to the ship as I can.
Okay, that sounds good. Currently, you don't actually have visibility on Ajax. You do have partial visibility on that remnant thing that just ran past you and leapt onto the top of the ship. So I would say they would probably have light cover, but like you can still see them and take a shot at them if that's what you wanted to do with your sighted with your snapshot.
No, I'm focused on trying to figure out the next thing.
So we'll say with your movement, you can close the distance between where the three of you were huddled to the door you're not inside yet, but you're near the door that goes into the ship where Jita and Kill had previously run to.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're going to go inside where moments ago, our other kind of sort of cliffhangery was Kill, as we see as he was looking, looks like he might have found a ladder going up to the top, some sort of auxiliary port that kind of could get to the top of the ship. But unbeknownst to you, these almost like imperceptible, like tiny microfilms begin to wrap around you. And you take 5 points of endurance loss right now. And you are suppressed, Kill, as you feel it restrict, and then kind of you're struggling to move and you're struggling to get your arms free. Everything's just kind of pressing, and you can feel it eating away. In a moment, it's likely going to cause bleeding. It's not going to trigger now. Bleeding will trigger on your turn, but it's not in terms of the combat initiative. It's not your initiative right now. So it's possible that maybe Jita or somebody else could free you before that happens. But right now you are suppressed, which means is you're going to have one fear action unless this is removed. And it is Jita's turn in the initiative order. So you can see Kill struggling as things are kind of eating away at him, and you hear the shouts of Maya coming through on comms and maybe even echoing a little bit. So Jita, your turn. What would you like to do?
So Jita knows that Kill is the person that we need if we're going to be successful in this. So she wants to focus on freeing Kill here. So that is what she is going to do. She would like to see if there's any way that she can kind of focus her Farron Blast on sort of like where this is coming from. Because obviously she doesn't want to just like attack Kill, kind of like a lead.
Okay. So from what you can tell, and now that it's actually on him and beginning to dig into his armor and his skin, you can start to see all of the different lines now. They're visible now. It does look like it kind of detached from the wall and has now wrapped around him and has somehow begun to shrink and kind of cut him. If left he's probably going to get cut into 1,000 pieces. Like, it's not going to be immediate. He's a freaking legion, but like he could, if no one ever does anything, it could get that bad. So what you could try to do is if you wanted to make this, one like your Farron roll, you could certainly try to do that to kind of burn away with your, like you could try to burn away some of the straps enough to get him to give him motion to break free. You can certainly do that.
Okay, I would like to do that. So I'm using my Farron Blast. So I'm going to have this roll +9.
Okay.
So 19 is the...
19's more than enough. Not only is it, I mean, like that's above. You only needed a 12. So you're going to get, I'll say 2 things will happen. First, no worry about bleeding, no worry about anything like that. And you just, you explode them in such a way. But what also happens as your unexpected consequence is you watch as, like, what does it look like? I should ask you first. What does it look like as your power erupts from you to wrap around and help kill?
So basically, what I would like to say is that usually this is kind of just a one arc kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this is kind of split a little bit so that it's kind of hitting kind of multiple of the little spindly things at once. So it's a little more like, instead of one major, it's a little more like pew 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 to like little strands.
So you're pew-pewing, and as you're doing that, additional pews start flying in different directions, and you realize, like, once these filaments are taken off of Kill, as they burn away to the point, Kill, you can start to move and flex your arms. You see a few of them cascade and catch other traps, and you actually burn up another set on the ladder that's going up to the top, and another little bit further down in the hallway. So with your unexpected consequences, you can essentially get 2 more of these traps completely obliterated before accidentally stepping into them. And so you just see this cascading color ripping apart these things. That was just
Be careful. Be careful.
That was
duly noted. Thank you. That was terrible.
So we'll call that 1/2 of a prep action. So that's a skill roll. So Jita, you still have another half of a prep if you wanted to do that.
Okay.
You can move up to a mobility score. You could heal your endurance by an amount equal to your recovery. Those things might make sense. Or if you wanted to draw a weapon, you could do that too.
I am doing okay with endurance. So we did hear Maya over cons.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I don't know that we want to go in further. I think they've got some trouble out there. So she's going to actually sort of go back to see if she can provide some cover or assistance to the 3 that are outside.
And so as you run, you will run into Maya as she's coming towards the entrance into the ship. You're leaving, and so that's the end. So you still have a second action now, Jita. As there's Maya, you can see she suffered a shot or 2, actually. You can see she's bleeding. You can see Zatek and Dr. T are slightly obscured by this wall of ice and stone, but there is what looks like blood on the ground. So you have this notion that there's been some combat, and you hear like boot steps on the rooftop of the ship. Would you like?
Can I see enough to do a take aim action?
So I'll say the same thing to you that I said to Maya. I think you can make the shot. They're gonna have some partial cover. Because it's not a perfect line of sight. So I would probably say light cover effectively, as it's sort of the edge of the ship. But you could certainly do it. Yeah.
Yeah, because basically doing the take aim action would mean that next time when it's my turn, I would get the +2. So basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of moving, and then I'm like training my eye on whatever is out there so that next time it comes around, I've got the +2.
Okay, fair enough. And so that is the end of your turn, Jita, as you start trying to get them under control. Dr. T, you are up next. You are on the ground next to Zatek. Both of you have been shot at. You have been hit. What would you like to do?
You're muted. In Zoom.
Oh,
Here.
no.
I'm muted in the wrong spot. Yeah, I'm bleeding too because I got a -2 on my strength right now. So that's exciting.
So bleed. If you're bleeding right now, if that's where you're at, then you are actually going to take minus. I think it's at the start of your turn.
Yeah, there's a test I gotta make.
It's basically a relevant test, so you're going to take -1 to a random attribute.
Okay.
I think it happens at the start of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
I
suffer -1 to a random D6 or random attribute at the start of your turn until a suitable skill roll of 12 is performed on you.
Yeah, so you're going to take -1 to focus. So you're going to take -1 to focus, and then it's your turn.
Who needs focus? Yeah.
And
So
you're
first thing I'm going to
bleeding,
do.
So it's a med or a biotech or something like that would do it.
Yeah. So first thing I'm going to do is prep. So I'm going to do that skill test. I'll do biotech to try and patch that up because biotech is not messed up from my reflex being down.
Go for it. Okay, so you have some probably little device that you pop out, one of your little medical, something from your medical kit, and you start patching up that huge gash. It should just be a 12, I think you need. Just a TN 12.
Clear 15, so that's going to get rid of my bleeding, which is great.
Mm-hmm. And we still have the second half of your prep action if you wanted to do one of those other ones. You can heal some endurance. You could move. You could draw
That's
a weapon.
what I'm going to do. Could recover some endurance, what I was looking for. I keep losing my character sheet. It's running away.
So it should just be whatever your recovery stat is.
Yeah. So for me, that's just a 4.
Your character sheet does not want you to input extra damage onto it. It's like, no.
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm still alive. I'd like to stay alive.
And then you get a whole second action.
Yeah. For that, I'm definitely going to be. So there's no immediate threat right now, and Maya's running towards the ship. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to move. Whatever. I guess, reposition. Move +2.
Okay. Sounds good. So we'll say that Maya, Jita, and Dr. Teal are all right around the starboard entrance onto the ship. Kill is still inside. Zatek's still outside. And it is actually going to be Zatek's turn next. So Zatek, you have been left. Everyone's ditched you. What do you want to do? Run away?
Yep. I've heard the voice in my head. I want to think real hard.
Yeah.
And look at the guy that ran by me. Mr. Bear Spider guy, are you the one talking to me in my head?
Do you have some sort of psionic ability that I don't know about?
No.
Just thinking real hard.
Okay. All right. So you think really, really hard. Well done.
I don't know if it's one way or two way.
Roll a resolve test.
Okay.
You might hear Boris screaming, but other than that, it's just
yeah.
What did we do with Boris? We left him, right? We left him on the ship.
We left him on the ship.
You threw him in.
Oh no, actually, he is with us.
Head.
He is with us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I was holding him by us as we were all walking in the square. Yeah, so he's here.
Oh my god, we're all gonna die! Let's just make sure it's Dr. T first.
What's my resolve? Oh, I got a +2 to resolve.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
18.
Okay. What I will say is that that's a really good roll. You have no idea whether that worked, but you do hear a voice come back up in your brain. And again, it's the same voice. It's that sort of ragged, "Fool, flee! The Legion will kill all of you. Cannot trust." And you hear that voice in your head.
Okay. And then I'm going to use the rest of my turn to grab Boars and run inside the ship.
Okay. So you're inside. I think that would make sense. That's fine. We can say you're inside. All right. So now we come to Kill, who's been waiting very patiently. Kill, you are not suffering bleed as it was removed from you beforehand. All you did is take a little bit of endurance loss, getting bumped around a bit. What do you want to do, man?
Would Kill be familiar with this type of ship by chance? Like, because I heard the gunshots. Is there a chance I'd have a general idea of like where to go towards where the shooter's probably positioned?
Give us a mechanics roll, maybe. Yeah, give us a mechanics roll.
Okay.
That'll work.
I know
that's your thing
there
too,
it
I
is.
think.
Yeah. Okay. So 10, 14, 13. 10, 14, 3, 17.
17. Okay, so you would presume that there is this ladder going up, likely as an auxiliary hatch at the very top of the ship. Not something that's commonly used, and you probably have to go through some sort of sealed chamber first. Then there's likely a cargo, kind of a cargo entrance, because this does seem like some run of the mill kind of merc vessel. It's not like a military craft. It's equivalent of something that you all might have. Like it's not a whole lot different than a post shed. So you could go up and eventually get to the top of the roof, top of the ship itself. If you expended like your time, you might be able to get all the way up there, and that might put you at the very top, which is likely where the shots were coming from, either from the top of the ship or from the hill that was abutting the ship.
Yeah, that would be my goal. As I get close to the top, it'd be nice to try and be stealthy. Okay. But probably not really doing anything too active this round other than trying to get towards there.
Okay, here's what we'll say. Give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
And we'll say that your turn is figuring out which way to go, climbing up the ladder, opening, closing the hatch, and then with the exterior hatch, that's the one you're trying to open up quietly as you're trying to get up. So go ahead and give us a stealth roll.
Okay.
And we'll see what, and then it'll say that this will be the end of your turn.
And basically he'll just be adapting his arm to kind of reflect the same colors as the ship around him to try and blend in a little bit better.
Love it.
That will be fantastic. Nice. So that's 8, 14, 18.
18 is very, very good. When you open and peek out, you will see.
I get back some endurance.
Okay. When you open up the hatch very quietly, you notice that there is one target up here. And you can see running across the top of the ship here, there is a very, very large remnant that Ursine. It's got like the brown fur of a bear, almost like a head. You can see that extending out from behind its spine and extending almost backwards, like it's running in the wind. And like the tentacles are like getting caught up in the wind. You can see there's about 8 to 10 tentacles that are moving around. Now you would know that this is not common for a remnant, that this is more than likely the type of weird experimentation that sometimes happens with like the cult Zion. And you know, having already met with Regshara and some of his goons, has that kind of look, right? Doesn't seem to be paying attention to you and is running down the ship to sort of the rear of it in the direction of the hill. You do not see any other target up here. And they don't have a gun in their hand, by the way.
Yeah, I'll just observe for a minute.
Okay.
There's a, like, maybe pop down just a bit. There's a big fucking tentacle bear up here. I don't see Ajax.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the top. We're going to stay in structured time because there's a lot of little things going on here. So next up is going to be Ajax, who has, and I'm not shitting you, an 8.5 for combat order. So he goes first. So he is going to.
My Alex really capable dude. Like, what can I say?
He's pretty capable. I built him like a crazy, like assassin sniper. So
yes.
There's lots of little things he could do. So, Kill, you're observing up here, and you see this remnant bear running with very, very great speed, by the way. Extremely fast. And you watch as... well, actually, we'll see if I hit first. As Ajax is going to make an attack. And we'll hit. And you watch as this bear that you see running across, one of their shoulders just flies backwards, and you see an eruption of like this darkened blood, and it splatters across the ground. You can see the ice that's started to form atop the roof of the ship here. It darkens a bit with the blood, but they nonetheless continue to run. A second later, happens again, and I'm just doing like basic damage. I'm not worried too much about this. That also is a hit, so they can hit a second time, and that is it. Then you watch as the bear continues to run down almost the entire length of the ship. And then you watch them leap off the ship and up onto the icy hill. And again, blood splurting everywhere. And they seem to be chasing down something that you just can't seem to see. And that is their turns. You still, however, you can still see the bear, but you do not see where those shots came from unless you take an action on your turn. You might be able to see them. Maya, you've been shot. You're with the rest of your crew. The only person you don't see is Kill. What do you want to do?
I have a meta question first before my turn.
Okay.
Was this bear thing that we saw outside, like, we got a packet of like fauna on this, like, in this place. Was this in that packet at all?
No. I would say, Maya, now that your breath is caught, the shock of seeing Ajax maybe have settled, like, they look not unlike those strange half remnant, half Nephilim creatures that assaulted your ship that you saw trying to hide and stealthily flank around Reg Shara when you spoke with him on Miss Pasha. So it's in that vein. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Coming back to my turn, I'm going to kind of book it inside the ship for towards where I think I would have seen him last. So I guess that will be towards the front of the ship as much as possible. So basically I'm turning move inside to where I thought I saw him outside.
Okay, so you saw him essentially on top of the ship, which would have been the front side of the ship. So if you run up to, you can run into the bridge. Basically, you can spend one of your actions that'll get you all the way into the bridge. It's not a problem. You can see the ship's not like damaged in the sense like it did not crash land. Like you get the very clear sense. Now, as you're running, you can see that there have been signs of skirmishes and gunfire and blood here and there, some old, some new. But you don't get the sense that this crashed land. So it does look like systems are probably still working to some degree as you're in here. You don't see him, though. You don't see Ajax inside.
Okay.
But you do see normal bridge controls and consoles.
I am going to go over to the bridge and see if there's any kind of broadcast equipment specifically for visuals and for sound, both inside and outside the ship.
Sure. Go ahead.
The intention is to eventually either call for Ajax like myself or like show pictures of our time together. Be like, look.
Roll like an electronics or a computers test, one of those two, to see if you can find the right systems in a quick moment, right? And just because it's not exactly the same as yours, obviously.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But you can give it a roll.
Sorry, you said electronics
or computers. One of those two is fine.
Yeah, I'll
whichever
do
is better for you.
because that's a little better.
It's the best looking dog right there. Look at that purdy. Shake it, shake.
Sure is.
Shake it, shake.
Shake it.
That is a 15 with 1 6.
Okay. Do you want to use the 6 to re-roll something lower to see if you can get 16
no,
or higher?
I'm either 12 or 14, right? So
okay,
either 14. Right. I'm gonna put
so yeah, you very quickly and easily can find audio that you can sort of broadcast. So I'll say that's the first. We'll say that's the first half. Your first action was essentially to get here. Your second action, we'll say, is a prep action. You found this with like the first half of, let's say, a prep action. So you still have like a second minor thing that you can do for the prep action if you wanted to try to broadcast something.
Can I? Yeah, I would like to broadcast something.
Okay, what do you say?
And she's trying to inject like something a little sort of encouraging and affirming in her voice for the probably just comes across scared. But she says, Ajax, please listen to me. This is Maya. This is you know me, and you know Keel, and you know Lady J, and you know Hearty, and you know Killer Z. Like you know all of us. You and I, we were together, and you almost said you love me, and I almost said I loved you, and Ajax says me, please listen to me. You don't remember him. We can figure this out.
Okay. So all of you can hear the pleading in Maya's voice as that echoes around the area. Kill, you're outside, and I'll say there's no immediate acknowledgement yet that anyone heard it. You do notice maybe like for a hesitation that the Ursine remnant, you see they kind of turn back briefly, but then they continue kind of running up and getting to the top of this hill. Okay, Jita, it'll be your turn. What would you like to do?
So I was originally kind of looking out the door,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then everybody came running in past me. I was kind of trying to take aim, right?
Kicking
And
you
I was
down,
trying to
stepping
take-
over top of you. It's a terrible situation.
Ow, ow. I will see if I'm going to do something real dumb. I'm going to see if I can go back out that way and see if
Sure.
I can get a target on this Ursine creature.
Okay. So are you doing like a snapshot or something? Is that that the idea? Move and
Yes.
attack?
Yes.
Okay.
I would be moving and attacking, yes.
All right. So we'll say you move a handful of steps outside of the ship and you look up and you can see running up the hill is this Ursine remnant. You can see those tendrils flaring around behind it. It's not quite to the peak of the mountain. There's a handful of you can see trees and such as well, but you can see it is just moving with great pace. But you can certainly see it. What would you like to do?
Okay, and I have range 4 on my.
Yeah, don't worry about range too
Fairglass.
much. I would say range 4. That's like 4. Meh. I would say probably give yourself a -2. You're probably just a touch outside of your actual range, maybe even more than that. Just do -2 though. Let's make it fair.
Okay. And I have a ton of stuff. So
Okay, and don't forget things like munitions and stuff you all can use and things.
So I have a 6 without rolling anything. It's a 14 on the roll, and then I would get a +7. So
21 to
that's
hit.
really, really high to
That
hit.
is
Yeah.
that is not enough. No, just kidding. That's it. That's enough. I just wanted to. Yeah, that's totally enough. Absolutely. That hits. Okay.
And then
Give me the
I have
damage.
2d6. I have 2d6 hit dice. So I had a 6. So I'm going to use the 6 for a critical hit. And then I'm going to get, let's see, my damage is endurance damage is 3 plus 3 would be 6. And then my hit dice is 2d6.
2d6 is how many dice you roll to hit. With hit dice is like how many dice you roll plus your hit bonus. Not extra damage. Did you
I
roll
see.
incorrectly?
I did.
Okay, go ahead and roll it again. Go ahead and roll your 2d6.
Okay. I'll roll that 6. I'm going to lose the 6. Well, crappies. I'm going to
forget
spend a grit to
There's
reroll.
grit. Yeah, you can do grit and everything.
Because otherwise it would have been a 11. So I'm going to use a grit to reroll.
Okay.
That's better. All right. I got my crit back. So I got a 6 and a 4. So
Okay.
that's going to be a 17
Still enough. It's still enough to hit.
to hit. And I still have the 6 for the crit. So it's going to be 6 endurance damage, and then it'll be a critical damage to an attribute.
Okay. How much critical damage? As they do have armor.
4.
4. Okay, so they will take a point of attribute loss. For me, I'm just playing it as durability loss for NPCs to make it faster. So,
Okay.
But you're good to go. Okay. So, what does it look like as you fire one of these things up the hill here?
So very differently from when she was kind of trying to free kill. This is much more of a kind of run and it's a much higher arc. So it's sort of like the big arcing rainbow that kind of comes up and then kind of comes down with the blast.
Okay. Kill. You're outside. You're at the top. You know exactly what it is when you see it. It's Jita. It's her rainbow blast, and you see the bear stumble a bit as it gets hit, and it already has taken 2 shots from Ajax as it stumbles about. So in terms of its endurance loss, it's looking winded for sure. Okay, you can see that it's like as the blast hit, it kind of stumbles and smashes into a tree, and then regains its footing and continues moving, but a little bit more slowly, like it's a little bit worn down. Jita, that was one of your actions. What's your second?
Oh, that's right. So for the second one, we'll do a sighted shot.
Okay, sounds good. And I'll say, don't worry about your range penalty, because this one has the increased range. So a sighted shot, you get your increased.
Oh no, I may have to spend grit again. So that would have been a 4, 11, 13. Would 13 hit?
13 would not hit. No.
Do you
Okay.
get to add your is it reflex to your
Yeah, that's true.
sighted
I
shot?
did.
Oh, okay. I mean, well,
Yeah.
It's up to you. You wanted to.
I rolled 2 2s, so like
ooh, ouch.
the math is not likely there. So it's been a grit to reroll and
Okay.
roll 2 2s again.
Okay. Second
Ooh.
blast of rainbow fire sails up this hill, smashes against the tree. You see the tree get cut in half and just slowly starts to tip over. But the bear is able to avoid it. And so that's the end of Jita's turn. We're going to move to Dr. T. Answer your question, Chuck. Yeah, you can go ahead and do it. That's fine.
Okay, cool. So I've been skimming rules, so I might have missed something. Who's all in my immediate area that I'm at?
In
I
your
know
immediate
people have ran
area.
off.
In your immediate area right now is Zatek. He's basically right next to you. Maya is within a move, basically a move action away from you. And same with Jita. Jita's outside. Maya is up towards the bridge. You guys came in on the starboard side of the ship near the front, so she's not that far away. So you could get to either of them. Kill's the only one you can reach.
Yeah, that's fine. Kill can tank it out. Looking between Maya and Zatek, do I get a sense that either of them are in worse shape than the other?
Probably. I haven't taken any attribute damage, so
Yeah,
I'm
mine's
probably less hurt.
Okay. Yeah, Maya. Well, and that's fair, because not only is Maya messed up physically, she's messed up emotionally at the moment.
to hurt.
Yeah. So I'll do
That's
first
where
thing
he
I'm gonna do
shot
is
her,
yeah,
damn it,
that's
Jeff.
very rude.
He's such a jerk, this guy.
He is.
If it sounds marginally less gleeful, that would be really great.
Yeah.
He shot her in the heart.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. First action, I'm gonna do prep. So to pull out my flesh rejuvenator, I do have to do a draw on it. So that's first one. And then the second one, I will do the accompanying skill test.
Gotcha.
So I get to make a medicine test on Maya.
So you sneak up on Maya. Maya's on the comm. She's pleading into the mic, and Dr. T just comes floating into the bridge.
Yeah.
Surprise medical assistance.
Yeah.
Is there any other kind?
Is there
I
any
was
other
gonna
kind? Exactly.
say,
When it comes
that's
to Dr.
very-
T, nope.
Very on brand.
Fantastic.
It's a 17. This
Oh,
should
it's
float,
fantastic.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So,
So-
Maya, what
Good.
I was going to say that heals 1 attribute damage and it grants you a recovery.
Hell yes.
I will say
you.
also because it's an unexpected, you roll above 4 above, so it's unexpected bonus or whatever. Take a second recovery. Like do a second thing.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah, so you get additional endurance back.
amazing. Thank you.
All right.
All right,
Got you
fantastic.
patched up a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.
And no
While
sign.
Dr. T is just oozing goo out of all of his tentacles.
Yeah.
I
Not
was
doing
gonna say you're
particularly well.
probably worse.
everywhere.
Yeah, you're probably worst off out of all of us.
Yeah, I appreciate you appreciating that, but trust me, myself is the worst patient, so I'm gonna really need a quiet place so I can fully sedate myself to do all the necessary work. So yeah, next one, no sign of Maya's backstabbing X at the moment. He ran off, right?
Hey, he didn't stab anyone and he didn't hit anybody in the back. Well, actually, he shot Kill in the back. Never mind. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That heartbreaking jerk.
There you
No sign of him.
No sign
All
of
right.
him, unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna just use the rest of my turn. I'm just gonna reposition, move, and I'm gonna start trying to close in closer to Kill.
Okay, so basically, we'll say you start climbing up the ladder to the roof. But you're
Yeah.
not all the way up yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Zatek, your turn. You are basically right in the opening, the entranceway into the ship, starboard side. Dr. T and Maya are a handful of steps away in different directions. Jita just went back outside, and I think everyone at this point knows Kill is up on the roof, so you kind of know where everybody is. What would you like to do, Zatek?
Do I get the sense that this ship has power still? Are there any like lights or anything
Yes.
in it?
Yes, you can tell.
Okay.
Like I was saying, Maya. The ship hasn't crashed. Not all systems are on, but some seem to be on. Absolutely, because there's lighting and
Okay.
stuff here and there. So, yeah.
Because people are having a hard time trying to locate where people are and stuff. I want to see if I can find like controls to turn on. Like, I imagine there's like exterior lights or like search lights or something on the ship. I just want to try and get those turned on and help us see things.
We'll say prep action then, so that you move with the first half of it to get to the bridge with Maya, and then give me an electronics or a computers test to find and activate these things. We'll say that's your skill
do
roll
electronics.
half of prep. Okay.
Yeah.
This is when I give Kill the blinded condition as the lights right in his face, right as Kill's about to go. Just to piss
And he's in the middle of like
off.
searching really hard, like really.
Where the hell is
At
that?
1-6.
It's like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when the light goes on, like Julia Louis-Dreyfus just like falls in place.
Okay, I got a 14.
Okay. So yeah, I'll say no problem. It's easy enough to do. You turn on some of the exterior lights. Kill, you're outside. Jita, you're outside. And you can see these strategic little sections of the ship, front, back, sides, etc., all pop on. And suddenly the place is much more illuminated. It's not like the mist and everything that floats overhead is really kind of creates this permanent sense of overcast. And so while it's not dark out here, it's certainly like low light kind of deal. But this makes everything much more illuminated at this point. You can see a whole lot more. And Kill, I would say what this will do is if you decide to do any kind of awareness test or something like that, will give you a bonus. Zatek, you get a second action. That's just your first. Anything else you want to do?
And then with my second action, I'll try and like move out. Are they like on top of the ship or out on the other side of it?
So assuming Kill has been updating you or Jita on comms, you would know that they had one point been up on the roof of the ship, but you don't think they're up there anymore. Because remember the ship was kind of landed and almost abutting that hill, and it sounds like things have moved off the ship at this point.
They're like going up there. Okay. I'll just try and follow behind, and so I'll spend the rest of my turn moving to catch up.
Okay. So you can either, do you want to follow Jita or do you want to follow Dr. T? Dr. T is climbing up a ladder to the top of the ship. Jita went outside.
I'm trying to follow after the beast guy. So I think
Either
he
way,
ran
I'll take
up.
you there. It's just a question. Yeah, okay, so you can start following Dr. T up the ladder. Okay. Kill.
Yep.
Kill, it's your turn. You just saw this bear Ursine remnant with like its weird tendrils get shot by Jita, get shot by, you presume, Ajax. You see no sign of Ajax. The lights just came on. Everything's just a little bit clearer. The light seems to be keeping some of the mist at bay, or at least cutting through it in a way, kind of like a fog light. What do you want to do, Kill?
I do really want to visually inspect the area. And in the back of his mind, remember, like, this place has played tricks on people already with the concern of, like, what am I really looking at? So trying to be not to let his assumptions lead him, like, just directly look at what he's seeing now that the mist is pushed back a little bit. Because, like, the bear responded to Maya saying something which seems weird.
Okay, we can call this prep and say you're doing a skill roll and making the first half of the prep action your awareness tests and just trying to get a really good, clear lay of the land. So give that a roll. And honestly, higher the better, but 12 minimum.
I would love to get more endurance back, but instead I'll spend that 6 to re-roll this one. And I get another one. Thank you so much. So that's 11 plus 2, 13.
Okay. 13 is enough to see a couple things, we'll say. You notice kind of off in the distance, down, we'll say like the eastern slope, effectively, of the hill, which you can barely see. You can see there's a weird kind of shimmer in the mist. And you notice like it's got the contour of a person. And you see as it kind of, you see the sudden quick movement of Legion steps, and you can see what you think is Ajax disappearing into the mist. And you know that this likely means that he has some fairly specialized gear and abilities. Like this is like assassin, like Hoplon kind of like really like heavy duty stuff. Like, and you haven't probably had him in a command or worked with him in a little while, but he was always very promising, and more than likely, he has learned some new things, and he is moving really fast.
We're trying to. He's clearly like making fast distance away from where we are.
Exactly.
And doing a one-man chase after him in the snow seems like a bad idea.
It does seem like the Ursine remnant is chasing after him as well.
I have a really terrible idea that I shouldn't do. I kind of want to do.
You should.
That obviously
at
means
least
you should
tell
do
us
it.
what it
Yeah,
is.
well, because I've got like the nifty grappling hook thing, and there is that tree that like just now conveniently got broken to where I could easily like grapple and launch
really
myself up.
quick Legion. Like that's the thing. Is,
Not as fast as what's going on there. Like that's clearly some augmented. True, my knees are feeling good.
Yeah.
They are.
I'll tell you what, second half of your prep action, you want to roll a skill roll to fire that grappling hook and see if it essentially will also dovetail into like a move action that pull you up there freely.
Let's try it.
Give us a roll. It's a grappling hook, so it's probably just, it's probably just small arms maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Small arms, 2 dice. Well, because it doesn't have its own like modifiers. Should I do the 3 dice?
If you have stats on it, just go ahead and roll the normal attack stats. Yeah.
No, it doesn't have like any attacks. But the thing is, like normally with, I guess I'll just roll 3d6 like it was a skill test.
Yeah, just roll like a skill test here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wow, that is hot garbage, and I will grit that.
You can grit that up, and
I think I will.
Yeah.
That is better, and I think I'll re-roll the 1. Because that will get me to an 11.
You got a 6.
14. Yes. 14 plus 1, since I don't have any other things
15.
with it. So just the plus 1, 15.
15. Still very good. We'll say the grappling hook launches. hooks to that fallen tree, and you essentially pull yourself in. And what this will basically be is like a double move. So normally on a prep action, you'd really only be able to move like a single distance, which would have just taken you to the edge of the end, to the end of the ship. In this case, you fly, you get pulled up the hill off the ship. It's almost like a Boba Fett kind of moment where you just whoosh through the air for a bit and then you land on the very, very top. And I'll say that you are not that far away at all from the bear remnant. Now you're at the top of the hill. So is it roughly. Down the slope and a little bit further down is where you can barely see the contours of Ajax as he's disappearing into the mist. But you certainly see the bear remnant here. What would you like to do? Second action.
Man, he's just going to keep sniping us. And I feel really bad. But he nearly killed Dr. T, and he nearly killed Maya. And my hope is if I can put some hurt on him, he won't die easy, but maybe I can at least mess up his like cloaking gear or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So take out the blasting rifle. Can I do a sighted shot since it's a second action?
Or
since I did a double move?
No, this is your second action because I was saying
Okay.
the we're calling the grappling hook thing the second half of your prep.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and take a sighted shot. That's fine.
All right.
And with that, we'll say there won't be a range penalty because it's going to get your focus to it.
Okay, good. I only get the 2 dice, but fortunately I add my reflex to it. So what am I at? 7. Okay. Okay, so that'll be 8 plus 11, 19.
19 is just enough. Yeah, that's just enough to hit. As you fire down where you see the shimmery light of Ajax disappearing in the mist, and you can see the shoulder where you hit him just ever so slightly kind of moves out of order. He's still moving. What's the damage like? What are we talking?
Not crit, but it'll do 10 endurance.
10 endurance. Okay.
It's a very well-maintained and personalized rifle.
Okay. Very nice. All right, yeah, you hit him. And so he doesn't even stumble. His shoulder just goes forward, but like a good legion continues on, right?
Yeah.
All right. Top of the round. Ajax's turn. Ajax will...
I guess.
Ajax will... First action, he is going to turn, sighted shot, 50-50 on whether this is going to be kill or the bear. 1 to 3 will be kill. It's 2, so it's going to be kill. All right, so he's going to take a shot at kill. As kill, you have your gun up still, so he knows it's from you. And also, this Ursine doesn't attack with guns, so he probably knows immediately that it was you. Mm-hmm. So he's going to turn. He's going to add his reflexes to his attack roll. Okay. So this is going to hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard for him not to hit.
Yeah, he's got very high reflexes. All right, so this is going to be plus 11 plus... Okay. All right. That is going to be a 22 to hit with 2 strong
barely
hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, 2 strong hits. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So the first one is going to... so you're going to take 7 points of endurance damage, first of all, as you take one right in the center mass. Perfect shot. So 7 points of damage, and then crit wise, that's a shame for you. I'm gonna do the puncture.
Do it.
And then I'm gonna do crit boost. So that's gonna put you. So that's gonna end up 4 plus 2, 6 points of critical damage in your direction. Pierce at you.
So thanks to the type of armor I have, whenever a crit hit is 6 or more, I get to add 1 more armor, which gets me up to 6 armor, but it is piercing. So if it wasn't for the piercing, I would have taken nothing.
No, you wouldn't have, because it's puncture, so you would have automatically taken a minimum of 1.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that means you just so what is your total armor?
It is 5, but on a crit damage of 6 or higher, it goes up by 1 because of the type of
So
armor
you're
I
at
have.
6. So then you're gonna end up taking. So yeah, you're just gonna end up taking 1 point of crit. Yeah,
Right.
1 point of attribute damage. Okay, so then that's gonna be. Let's see what that is. It's gonna go to your mobility.
Yeah. Not my
All right.
mobility.
So that's his first action.
Oh god.
Second action. I mean, I think he's just gonna shoot you again. To be honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. That's 2 more strong hits.
Yeah.
That's
I'm expecting
21.
this.
21
Okay.
points. 21 to hit, excuse me. 7 more points of endurance loss, and I'm going to do the same combo, basically. Actually, wait, let me see if I can do the other thing with this gun. No, I can't. So same combo. So you end up taking 1 more critical, 7 more points of endurance loss, and 1 more critical attribute damage to your focus this time.
Mhm.
Okay, and then for his third action, he is going to, because he has 3, he is going to, I think I'm going to do snapshot on the bear and keep running. Okay, and then I'm going to use one of his abilities. Okay, so this is on the bear. It hits. No strong hits, though. Sorry, Jeremy. That's
the way it goes.
Yeah, so that's going to be... That's actually enough to put the Earth sign at 0 endurance, which means he's going to suffer an immediate critical hit. And he is going to end up taking 1 point of durability loss. As you see, the bear take a horrible one as one of his arms or as we'll say, one of the tentacles gets shot off. And he kind of stumbles, but gets up and continues. Then you watch as you watch as Ajax just disappears right in front of you. You just lose complete sight of him. And then maybe 15, 20 feet away, you see him suddenly kind of pop right back up and keep moving until you no longer see him as he disappears into the mist. And that is his turn. In Freylosh, the Earth Sign remnant was just going to use all of his actions to continue running. He will not be able to catch up, but he will continue running after Ajax. Maya, we come back to you. You've put out a call. It has been broadcast. Kill. You've taken 2 shots in the chest since that call went out. What would Maya like to do?
I don't know any of this stuff has happened. So I'm gonna find my way to the roof.
Okay, so we'll say first action. You
Yeah.
get all the way up to the roof, and you can see as you look out, you can see Kill and this Ursine at the top of the hill, getting ready to go down. And actually, the bear will have gone out of sight at this point. But Kill is still there at the very, very top of the hill. You can see that he has taken a few shots. He's bleeding. You can see the icy snow and stuff on the top of the hill. There's not a ton of ice everywhere, but like you are kind of the South Pole, so there's a little bit here and there, and there's blood everywhere. Some of it's Kill's, some of it's like a darkened color, so you know it's not all of his. And Kill has got his gun out, and he's kind of firing down the hill. Second action, Maya. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna do a prep with the second part of the prep being possibly to move to Kill. This first part being asking on my hand comms, what's going on? Do you see him?
And Kill, we'll say you hear that, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's got some pretty good tech. He keeps disappearing into the snow. I don't know how we're going to keep following him into that mist.
If he's gone, maybe you should come back then.
I suppose I could plug up a couple bullet holes here.
I'm gonna move back down then, assuming we're sort of giving up chase.
Should I? Do we try to save the creepy bear guy?
I don't know.
Did he attack any of you?
Not me.
No, I think
but-
he saved us. Or he saved me.
I'm gonna drag
Assuming
him back.
The thing he
Maybe
made was him.
maybe he's got a clue of what's going on. So okay, Operation Piggyback to the Bear Man, go.
Okay. Jita or Dr. T or Zatek, are you doing anything to run counter to this notion of like falling back? Or just
No,
or-
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good with falling back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Hill sort of raised an interesting point about who recognized what when Maya was talking. And so now she just like, "Ah." And so Cheetah will agree with falling back.
All right. You guys just look at do something in a second, but Kill, give me a physical test to see if you. This guy has been taking
Right.
shots and he is bleeding and he is stumbling and moving. He's very much like Leo DiCaprio and like the Revenant, just
Yeah.
as he's just about to tumble down the hill. So give us a physical to kind of either knock him out and drag him back or something like that to see if you
Okay.
can grab him and keep him from mindlessly chasing.
So 5, 5, 2, 12
Use
plus
those
2,
new
14.
knees.
14. Okay, we'll
Yeah,
say that.
and maybe with the new knees of 15.
Okay, so you leap down, slide, conk him on the head, and we'll say he crumbles as he's at 0 endurance and his durability loss is quite severe at this point. So I'll say, for the sake of moving the story along, you knock him out and you're able to grab him, and a beat goes by and you don't feel a gunfire coming back at you. So either Ajax has run out of range or he's just not firing back at you for whatever reason. And so as Kill starts to bring this Ursine remnant back, let's check back in with Zatek and Dr. T and Jita. Were the three of you going to do anything in particular? Is there anything that you guys wanted to handle here?
Yeah, once combat's wrapped and we got a breather, I am gonna try and do first aid. Try and patch everyone up.
Okay. All right. We'll say that everyone comes back eventually, either to the outsides of the ship or just inside the ship, and you kind of huddle up. Kill, wounded, Zatek, wounded, Jita, Maya, you come back. This creature is with you. So Dr. T, you're welcome to go ahead and make a test at this point for that.
Yep. This is a medicine test. That's a 16. I am going to actually spend that 6 to reroll one of those 2s because I would like
Okay.
it just a touch higher. It's a 15. So it went down a step, which is fine. I needed a 12. And with that, I get to heal 2 attributes to all nearby characters that were dealt damage in the last 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So this is specifically
nice.
first aid. Yeah.
Yeah, the very basic first aid skill. Yeah.
So we'll say all of you. We'll say he waits for everyone to come back. So all of you can go ahead and take that heal if you need it.
Okay.
All right.
How
And
does
this
this?
is
Sorry,
attribute
what
is this
damage
attribute?
specifically.
Say that again.
Sorry, we all talked at once. This is attribute
Yeah.
damage specifically.
Attribute only. Yeah.
And
And how
how
many
many
points?
did you say?
2 each.
Okay.
Everyone
Perfect.
can heal 2.
Perfect.
Anyone else still
Words
beat up?
back.
I feel good. I just
Just have endurance damage, but it's not a
Yeah,
lot.
Same.
Okay.
So Cheetah didn't need to participate in the healing piece. So Cheetah wants to try to check out the systems of the ship and those kinds of technical, computery kinds of things while they were doing that.
That sounds good. We'll say you kind of do an inspection of the ship. You can this could be anything you want. This could be electronics. This could be computers. It could be mechanics. Any of that's probably fine. Even an engineering role would be okay if you have engineering.
I have.
While you're doing that, hey Lee, hey Pat, thanks for the raid, Diesel Shot.
Oh snap!
It's good to see you too.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Is anyone else still down at tribute damage? No, just me. Okay. I'm gonna use up.
Yeah, you were pretty injured.
Yeah, I'm gonna use up some of my traits to heal myself. It will bump the difficulty up from a 12 to a 14. I still hurt bad.
And I rolled exactly a 12 because I got 3 3s and then I had a 3 on my computers. So I'm exactly at a 12 for my computers roll, checking out the systems of the ship.
Okay, as far as you can tell, everything's in decent working order. There's some things that certainly need some repairs. Most of the damage that you're seeing are superficial, likely the result of which you think is like a firefight and various melees inside. You think there was some skirmishing in here. Some of the blood that you're seeing is old, some of it's new, suggests that maybe the two of them have been doing this cat and mouse fighting game for a while. And you do see Legion blood, you do see that kind of sickly, darkened Ursine remnant blood from the creature that Kill is dragged in, so it's very easy to match up. So you can see all of that. But all of it works. Like if you guys really wanted to, it'd probably take you maybe 2 hours or so to effect some basic repairs and then get up. Like you don't see, there's nothing here that suggests like there's a system that's completely down. There are a few times where you almost trigger a booby, another one of these traps, like different kinds here and there. As you can tell, that stuff was rigged in such a way to potentially explode and cause problems. But all of the systems seem to be functional. Is there anything particular you're looking for besides just doing a systems check?
Definitely anything that looks like a log, any kind of recording, anything in that direction of a communication of some kind would definitely be kind of what her focus would be.
All right, I'll say then up on the bridge, you do find the equivalent of like a black box recording or basic systems log. And you do see that there is a significant amount, like if you just pull it out from underneath the console, it's like a physical box. You can dig it into it. You can hook it up to a different terminal. You can hook it up to a different computer. Likely it's encrypted in some way. So it would be a computer's check and some time to decrypt some communications. But more than likely this contains recent communications the ship has sent or that have been funneled through the ship's communication systems. So if they've been sending out communiques to other ships, or if they've been funneling their own internal comms through the ship systems, all of it should be logged in here.
And so Jita would kind of get on that. And she'll just kind of shouting off to, kind of check in and make sure that people are doing better and that like tentacles aren't just bleeding all over everything. Like everybody feeling better? Am I good to just work on this black box and try to get some recording stuff?
I'm doing good.
Everybody? Marco?
I'd help with that.
Yeah, if you're feeling up to
it. Do you think we'd be able to send a message to Ajax's comlink from the ship or from our devices hooked into the ship or anything?
It seems like we could probably Zatek, can you give me a hand with that?
Yeah. I feel like we're probably just gonna have to broadcast it, and if he wants it, it's up to him if he wants to pick it up. We can certainly try.
We rescued the bear guy, right? We dragged him back.
Yeah. Kill's
Okay.
got him. Yeah, Kill's got him.
Okay. My first aid that I did at the start, could I have applied those 2 points to it as well?
No,
Yeah.
What, is he conscious?
Jeez.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
That's fair. Them would probably been more
Damn,
perfect.
that's the better. My bad.
But no, yeah, you certainly can. You certainly can.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want him to be conscious? I'm saying in him because it is a him, but like, do you want?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, after I did my, checkup, see what I needed to patch up, I can confirm it's a him. But I'll look to the group.
It's such an unnecessarily intrusive.
It is. It is.
Dr. T.
That's Dr. T for you. Okay.
Unnecessarily intrusive. Like no first review of Dr. T.
Unnecessarily
star.
Surprise healing
Hey,
and unnecessarily.
The secondary line there: unnecessarily intrusive, uncomfortably thorough. Looking out for you all. I'll look to the group. If the group wants me to wake him up with this, I certainly will. But
I want to see if he was the
don't.
voice in my head, so I would like to talk to him.
All right, waking him up. Good thing I got some spare electrodes.
Okay. So
Shock him into consciousness.
let me just get an idea of what everyone's doing. We got Dr. T. You're going to do some interrogation. Kill, are you there?
I want to be there with the bear. Like, it's going to be the thing where the gun is obviously close by. I'm not going to have him wake up with a gun pointed at him, but I want it immediately ready and available.
Zatek, are you going to work on decrypting that communications box, or are you going to be here and you're going to be part of like the interrogation? Which one?
I did want to help with the decryption stuff just to make sure that goes off. I think that's more important, but I am very curious to talk to him after.
I have it on open comm so you can hear it going on, but it's probably not necessarily like you're contributing with one. It's probably just in the background. You can hear it.
Might do some hard thinking again while I'm...
A door opens somewhere on the ship. Zatek has uncovered abilities. Maya, what are you up to? What are you doing?
I had asked Jita and Zatek to help with sending message to Ajax's comlink. So she's like formulating that message now, and it's probably a series of pictures and like a voice recording.
Okay. So I need Jita and Zatek to roll that computers test. That's going to take longer probably than the interrogation. Let's get that roll out of the way so you guys can start working on that. One of you can help the other, and then have and then Maya can also do this as well. So like two of you could roll to assist. And then the third can. It's going to be a computers roll specifically in this case.
What does Zatek have? Jita's got a 3.
In computers, I only have a 0.
I'm a -2.
Okay. So Jita, you can do the final roll, but just because she's got to do a computers roll, your assist rolls could be something else. As a tech, your assist roll could be like electronics, if that's better. Same thing for you, Maya. If there's a roll that makes sense in this situation that isn't computers, you can still roll it. And the two of you for assist are rolling versus 10. And so just give those.
Can I talk you into persuasion? Because this really is like a sentimental message. It's very much about like, remember,
like you are like right in my ear, like that. Know that. It's helping me with like my computer stuff.
Yeah, and so could I possibly do persuasion?
I like it because you are like a part of this is crafting
you're guilting me into like you can go faster than this. I've seen you walk faster than this. I know this isn't the fastest you can go.
Just parading you.
Hell yes.
You've disappointed us so many times, as seen on the show at the start of it.
That wasn't the direction I was going initially, but I like it so much better.
Okay, so
that
give me the assist rolls first.
Remember when you made me wear the orange makeup? You owe me. That was not the best impression.
I have an olive undertone.
Okay. 18? Is that what I heard? on
Yeah.
your persuasion? Okay,
Yeah,
Zatek, what did
yeah.
you roll on yours?
I
Electronics.
got a 11.
Okay, that's enough.
Only need a
So
10 to help.
I'll say +2 from Maya, +1 from Zatek, so +3 total on your roll, Jita. And we'll say,
Okay.
go ahead. And this is time consuming, so as the three
Yeah.
of you are working on this, we'll go ahead and roll, and I'll get your result later. We'll go over to Kill and Dr. T, who are going to talk to this remnant. Is bound? They bound? Any particular way?
Probably gonna be hard to bind all the tentacles
Yeah, that is.
and probably also better like for having some polite conversation.
Yeah, for appearances and keeping things, I would against binding. In this instance.
After Dr. T, you go through your medical process, and like you save them for last, and then you inject and or smelling salts or something like that, and suddenly their eyes open up, and they are these dark purple swirling irises that just, it's almost like you're staring at like a screen that's moving round and round. It's this dizzying effect, and the tendrils in the back, they sort of jut out in this almost defensive stance as Kill, you're there enough that they...
You're
It's
not
close.
the right legion.
Or
You're multiplying.
I mean, we do reproduce. That is a function of our species, yes, but no. I'm not the
You're-
same one as...
Bigger. Slower. Older.
That is all true. That is all true. I have less bullet holes than you, so if we're comparing.
That can be changed.
You just see like
Hey.
the tendrils begin to flourish a little bit.
But does
I
it
know.
need to be?
I worked hard just to patch up all the holes in both of you, so
I'm not injured.
knock it off. Well, not now, because I helped you.
Why are you on my ship?
Why are we on a ship?
Well, above board, like I thought I remember we found a signal. We came here thinking it was Ajax's ship, right?
At no
Or-
point would you have thought it's Ajax's ship.
Oh, I had
but
that twisted.
You went where that initial radar echo was, where they suspected like an unsanctioned expedition
Right.
had been mounted, and clearly has.
So, we're trying to find some people here. And,
Yeah. People that
Found
aren't
a signal.
supposed to be here, but are here.
that fella out
Not
there,
Not a philosopher.
I know him, the guy out there. He doesn't normally, that's not his normal MO. And,
Yes, it is.
do you know any? Well, I
We
mean,
have
I'm surprised
we've
you
been-
shot us.
at this game since time immemorial. He, a creature of evil, and me, a creature of good. Classic struggle. He kills me, I kill him. Back and forth we go, we go.
Okay.
So, a few follow-up questions on that. One, like, has he like actually like killed you, or just like kicked your butt and you woke up later?
He's tried, but failed. For I am still here.
You regrettably are, yes. What about the other direction? Have you killed him, but he didn't stay dead and got back up?
You can't kill an idea. So I haven't killed him. He keeps returning eternally over and over, and I too. And so we dance. Day after day, year after year, eternity after eternity. And you and your lumbering oaf have interfered with our game. Why?
That's fair. Oh. Well, because we were looking for the ship, because it's not supposed to be here.
Is it not? But yet it is.
Yeah.
What a conundrum.
You said this was your ship?
Finders keepers.
Okay, that kind of your ship. Yep. You got
Are
a
you,
name?
I?
You don't answer, I'm going to call you
Will not
Sassafras.
tell you it.
Okay, Sassafras. You forgot, which is fine.
He looks extremely confused. Eyes darting left and right.
Sassafras.
in this
Sounds
whole
right.
Sound
doesn't-
right. No.
eternal game of lethal tag, have you seen any other ships or outposts nearby?
Well, I never leave the boundary, so no. Why? Where did you come from?
That way ish. It was a hell of a thing traveling.
It was weird. Mhm.
You know,
What are the boundaries?
that's not for you to know.
Well, what if we wanted to leave the game so we weren't interfering with you?
You're not in the game. You're intruders.
Right. We're intruders in the game. You said we interfered. What if we want to leave the boundaries? That way we make sure we don't accidentally interfere again in the future.
Oh. Leave the ship
Yeah.
and then walk away from it
Yeah.
and keep walking until
Yeah.
you can no longer see it.
It's not a far walk.
Then keep
Fog.
walking after that.
Okay. So you said you're good and he's evil.
Yes.
How
I mean, he
did
did shoot at us and you didn't shoot at us. So, I mean,
The only reason I'm talking to you
When you see the tendrils come around,
is because you clearly are good too. And this must be your partner, your opposite, you kill him as I kill mine. Yes.
no, that's incorrect.
No.
That's my dad.
How?
Paperwork.
Yes, I love my son so much I would never hurt him.
Can I be
Tendrils
broadcasting
reach
that
out.
secretly?
both sides of Kill's head and just kind of pull him closer.
The bone structure in your foreheads are similar, but that could be just coincidence. I could delve into your minds and find the truth of it. Would you like me to do that?
You don't need to pull out my brain to tell me what my heart already knows. Say this epic good versus evil fight, do you remember the first time you met?
We've always known one another since time immemorial. Since before
Sounds
there
right.
was darkness and light and suffering and joy. Yeah.
How does this mind delving thing work?
I can go inside. I can
Like,
unravel.
Like physically, or like just like brain wiggly waves, or like.
And Dr. T, you hear inside your head,
Well, hello there, pretty boy.
Thank you. All right, let's do this thing.
and so he's going to go into your brain.
Uh-huh.
And he's
God.
going to root around, and he's going to see if he could, if you and Kill are related.
So, I'm
Is that what you
hoping I can write it the other direction too.
Oh,
Like maybe
okay.
sneak in, maybe a little two-way streak, get some actual information.
I love it. Give me a resolve test.
Yeah, you got it.
Hell yes.
Oh, and I got a +2 on resolve. This might be okay.
Look at you.
Are the audience bonuses, are they +1s?
Yeah, yeah, it's a
what are we
one
doing
at a
for?
time. It's like a one reroll instead of like grit.
It's
is
just a 1 die
all of-
reroll. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Like
That's fine.
effort.
Cool.
Would you like one?
I pull a 13.
Higher the better. As it is
I'm
contested.
gonna grit it.
Okay. Chuck in this game. Don't usually.
Uh-huh,
Oh, we got a
uh-huh.
6.
Yep.
There you go.
Yay!
Same number, but with a 6, so I'm
Hell
gonna re-roll
yes.
that too.
Right.
Let's just click
Here we
this.
go.
Oh, come on. Roll the thing. I'm pushing the buttons.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
I knew that was going to happen. I just knew it.
It went down one step.
Oh.
15 becomes a 12.
Okay.
You know, I'll let it ride. It could be fun.
Okay. I didn't actually roll well, and he has taken some damage to. So his focus is a little not great. He's still gonna get in your brain though.
Yeah.
He is also going to steal a memory from you, and it's going to be a memory involving Kill. So Dr. T,
Oh,
tell me one of the first times you ever met Kill. It doesn't have to be the exact first time, but it needs to be relatively early in your friendship.
Establishing that. Yeah. So, I mean, the first time was on the battlefield. I, of course, being a healer, a doctor, really didn't give a shit about who I was healing. And there was Kill, full of holes. And I'm like, you know what? Just go patch him up. He didn't shoot me at first, and I did it. And probably the first real memory would be probably when he actually like returned back to like command to base or something, and all of a sudden he's toting this weird tentacle-faced Nephilim. They just kind of latched onto him like a backpack and just doing minor operations, just on the journey. Small talk, telling him about my tie.
You feel a sharp pain somewhere deep inside the recesses of your brain, and that memory is gone. However, you do ride and you get a memory back. So you're effectively
Okay.
trading a memory with him.
Okay.
What would you have been angling for, Dr. T?
Really, I was, because I don't think this guy remembers what the actual truth or may not be capable of. So I was going to be hoping to find either how this person got here or either maybe how Ajax and this person got entangled in their feud. Something along those lines, like, how did you get here? Why are you here? Or why are you beefing with Ajax, or what kind of maybe started that up? Something in that range.
Okay. I'll say then, since you gave me a decent chunk of things, you'll kind of have a montage as well then. So you
Okay.
see a montage, you're rooting around, short-term memory. It's there, but like you can tell the synapses aren't quite connecting. Like they're dying, they're fading, there's gaps in them here and there. You can tell they're slowly erasing themselves, and he doesn't seem to be able to access them, but you find it somehow. Like your brain, your consciousness just gets there, and you see flashes in your mind of this montage of a crew of people, disparate. There's at least 4 or 5 that look just like he does in this,
Okay.
this sort of mixture of it. You see also a Twyfar. You see a Kaltoran.
Okay.
You see what looked like the ship had at some point like a Palantir that seemed to inject itself or at least have like a connection to the ship, but you're not getting that anymore. And you see them kind of going through on their bridge, and they're being very careful. They're following this route, this track, and then you see them land. And when they step out of the ship, they're in a clearing, much like you saw when you first approached. And so you see them kind of land. There's some exchange, and it's agreed that he would stay behind, and the rest you watch as they put on these suits of some kind. They almost look like environmental suits, but they retrofitted in some fashion.
Okay.
And you see that group disappear into the mists, and he stays back on the ship. And then shortly thereafter, the last thing you see is like a cohort of Legion approaching, and he starts hitting buttons and shooting off like various countermeasures off the ship, and explosions start occurring, and you get this glimpse once more of that battlefield scene with Kill that gets you all confused, and then you pop out.
Okay.
All right. Let's hop over to the crew on the bridge that's been messing around with this black box, this communicator, and trying to broadcast a message to anybody within local range. Jita, how'd you do in the roll?
18.
Okay.
I had lots of help.
Okay, you did. So a few things you'll pick up is you see that there is a significant amount of automated astronavigational communication between the ship and various buoys, not unlike what you had to do when you were traveling to Cerberus, except the signatures seem off. And not only that, but whoever was kind of in charge on this side was extremely fast. Like, you're very good at it, but their ability to just quickly back and forth and then reassess and rearrange, like they had this down to like a perfect science. You notice that there are communications back to the Haven system. You do see a few a name kind of pops up at one point, and it is a name that you heard when you spoke with the Tribune. So you can tell that it's not like the full gigantic, but you see Sicilianus, you see like that. You see that pop up as kind of like giving them directions. Not here, they're not on the ship, but kind of getting updates. They're just sort of feeding these packets of updates, this data that they're getting back and back and back. And then you get some data that seems to be plant side, as if they were funneling communication back through the ship. And so you get from various people. There's someone by the name of Jolan. There's someone by the name of Elia. And then there is Tiv7. And they seem to be the ones that are communicating back. And they're giving like updates about what they're observing. And they're also giving like bio data on what people are experiencing. And what you're seeing is a decay in coherence to the messages as they go on. It's still coherent, and over the course of at least 48 hours, they seem to have been maintaining a certain level of coherence or so. But they kind of are fraying a bit here and there. They're not full on crazy, but there's definitely some concern. But it looks like there's definitely people out there from the expedition that they've traveled, and they have some sort of suits. You see some messages about the experimental suits seem to be slowing the effects, stuff like that. So that's what you'll get as you dig through the communications. Maya, you send out a message. What do you say in the message?
So
Maya thinks she's recording and she forgot to hit record. and then
Exactly.
again.
She just
Just
sends
too
out a blank
anxious.
message. It's just a video of her.
Sorry. I'm gonna send a couple of still photos and a video with some recordings. So the still photos I'm sending specifically, there's two. One is the two of us just like, it's just one of those hangout pictures, you know, when you're like on like a couch with with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you just like have a selfie of you being like cute and smiling. So one of those, and another picture of the two of them looking like super dressed up for an event. Like she's in this like incredibly beautiful red gown, and he's in his dress blues basically, with a ton of medals, and the two of them are like posing for something like really fancy that they're going to. So those are the two pictures that she sends. The video that she sends, she pulls out these this necklace that she didn't used to wear, but once they found out that they might be seeing Ajax, like she started wearing it, and it's these novelty dog tags, and it's basically an amalgamation of their first and last name. This like fake first name and fake last name, but on these like this like gift shop dog tags, and pulls them out, and she's like, Ajax, please listen to me. I know you don't remember, but we are not a threat, and you would know that if this planet wasn't doing something to you. I know you would never want to hurt me. You would never want to hurt Gil. You would never want to hurt the people that I'm with. Please don't let this be the only way. Please let us find a way. Please talk to me.
There is a long silence, like uncomfortable. Eventually, you hear like a comms ping back to the ship. Those of you on the bridge, probably. And like an open comm. It just... You hear this like very light wind, and you hear the sounds of crunching footsteps, like he's running. And without... It doesn't sound like he's out of breath when his voice comes through. And he says... Identification number. This is like a query.
And Gita just sort of like elbows Maya.
I don't have one. I don't have one. Ajax, it's me. It's Maya.
Again, that wind, crunch, 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 crunch. What is your objective?
I just to talk to you, please keep talking to me. Please keep talking to me. Where are you? Wait, come back to the ship. Come back to the ship.
This is a dark mission. Keep comms closed.
Ajax. And she kind of looks pleadingly at Gita, like, what do I do?
And can Gita do a roll for...
To do what?
I have a -2 persuasion.
That's up to you if you want to keep that.
So I kind of want to say something that sounds like something Kill would say. So like,
I'm gonna try intimidate or imitate. Excuse me.
Yeah. So basically, because I want to do something that's like a mission
Soldier,
objective
come
change
back.
rally at Tango Point, whatever. Like
Hell
just
yes.
nonsense stuff that. But she sounds authoritative.
Your cover's been
like,
blown.
I like it.
Mission over.
That is
Return to base.
amazing.
give.
I
a
love
psych-
the fact that Zatek would kind of be able to do this like mimicry, and like, Zatek is like helping with
Yeah.
this. Like,
Hell yes.
I will take. If you don't want to roll persuade, you can do culture or psychology.
psychology, I have a
culture-
2.
Go for
Psychology.
psychology because you spend a lot of time with Kill, as the two of you are frequently having to get the Rugrats together and doing things, and so you probably more than anyone else are there when you have to hear his command voice.
Zatek,
so sure.
are you helping me?
Yep.
How? What are you doing?
I'll be feeding like lines and words and like trying to help her brainstorm things to say.
Okay.
So
Same roll then. It would be either psychology or culture. Either one of those. is
okay,
fine.
I get a -1 on either of those. So
Meanwhile, can I
you only gotta get a 10.
actually
I do.
ask Hill on the hand comms like what is a legion like call number
gonna
so that
crit
we're
that.
friendly?
You great. Oh, you failed. You failed there, Joe.
yeah.
You did have a 6 though.
All you needed is an
Yep.
11 on an assist. So if you're just aiding, what's your total?
Can you get like 4 over to get an additional?
I don't think it's not mechanically, but I've been kind of rolling it that way. Like I've been given, if it makes sense, to give an extra bonus. So how'd you do?
Okay. That would wind up being a 15.
15. Okay.
I think.
I'll
Yeah.
give Jita. So we'll say Jita +2 from that. Maya, I'm gonna say, just for keeping things coherent, as you call in to try to get kill, like you're at this point, Dr. T and this guy are in some weird mind meld situation, and like what the fuck is happening? You're seeing Dr. T's eyes begin to flicker and swirl, just like this bear guy's eyes are now swirling. You see their tentacles are rattling around, and they're kind of like almost intertwining at certain points. It's very, very odd and uncomfortable moment, Kill. But you hear Maya's voice come through, and she's asking you for help. But then, Kill, you realize as the comms are... You realize it's actually not Maya's voice that you hear coming through. It's a familiar voice. It sounds almost like Maya. It certainly does. It sounds very, very much like Maya. And you do hear the name Maya kind of pop up. But ultimately, like it's the voice of someone you know. Just like, why are you being like this? Like, this is for Maya. I need your help. I know you're not talking to me, but it's Maya. I can't believe you would do something like this. Quit being a child. She's a child. She needs your help.
What?
Oh no.
Kill, roll a resolve test.
Okay. Oh no. Okay.
It's Maya's mama.
Oh god, that is garbage. I rolled 2 1s and a 2. I think I will
That
I'll
just
resolve
feels
that.
right.
But I really want to feel this roll.
Okay. So instead I'll go with 14-16.
Okay.
No.
You hear, why are you ignoring me? Don't be so
I'm not
petty. And then it's
ignoring
like,
you. This is fucking 18 years ago. You're messing with me. Stop it.
You rub your face, you rub your forehead, and when you pull your hand back and you look up, you don't see Dr. T anymore. You don't see this Ursine remnant. Instead, you don't even think you're even on a ship, or it's just rubble. And there's salvage crews and rescue crews are pulling different chunks and pieces, concrete, metals, and you just hear like this small sound of Maya's voice, like, Kill, I need your help. I need your help. Kill, I need your help. We do, Kill.
You fucking God damn it. I know this is fake. I know you're fake, but he's still doing it. He's still digging. I know
And
you're
as
fake. I know you're fake.
And you know it. You
you're
do. You
fake.
know this is crap. But as you continue, and then you see laying on the floor is like a battered and crumpled Maya who has been sort of pinned and trapped beneath some rubble. And as you roll her over, you can see her face and her eyes pop open and they're swirling, that kind of purple swirl that you saw in Dr. T in the Remnant's eyes. And then in her voice, you hear exactly what Maya just said on the mic. Kill! I need some. What would Legion say? What's a code now? And it's suddenly we're back, and you can see everything again, and you can hear Maya panicked, calling for you on the radio.
I don't know what his unit would say, but here's mine. It'll at least be an official call sign. Whatever
right,
whenever
Thank
I'm.
you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and maybe the one that the two of you maybe served on or something. So an extra +1, so you're going to get 2 from Zatek, another +1 from that, and then give that a roll, Jita.
That is a 17.
Okay. You hear. It's an old code. Confirmed. Return negative. Mission operation ongoing. Retrieval in process. I have 9 team members unaccounted for. I'm going to find them. You can ping my position. I'll leave a trail. We'll need evac at some point. I don't know who you are. But if you're here to help, I'll take it. I don't know where my team went. But there's something out here. Something calling me. What? 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 And then the comm clicks off. And as it does, Jita, Zatek, you're at the consoles. You can see a ping suddenly show up as he's no longer kind of cloaking. And you can see where it came from. And you can see it moving deeper and deeper and deeper into the planet at, again, alarming speed. And that is where we will go ahead and stop for tonight. And we will pick up there next time. You've reached him. You've reached him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Holy
Dr. T has got some memory loss issues he's going to deal with, but that's fine. And there's some tentacle shit going on in the ship that Kill's never going to. Oh boy. Yeah, you're not going to sleep again. All right.
Memories lost, memories gained.
Memories wished he lost.
This is the beginning of a very awkward relationship.
Yeah.
Like a whole new level of codependent.
Mhm. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, I hope that was fun enough. We'll
oh
pick
my
up-
god.
You guys
Was
can
so
figure out
good.
what you want to do, if you want to go after him or if you just want to return, whatever it is you want to do. You guys figure that out. But all right. Is anyone still hurt? Anyone still down? Like pretty ripped up?
Just endurance.
Endurance. That'll come back pretty quick. Yeah. That's not so bad.
I'm still down in endurance and reflex and focus
Oh no.
No,
after
that's
healing
important.
myself. Yeah, I don't need those.
Yeah, like I felt really bad because you had flown up in the sky and like it just made it so easy to hit you. Like he's got a sniper rifle basically, so it's like, oh,
It is.
that was easy.
I don't regret that decision. I was going up to distract it so the others could get to safety. So
And it
Mission
more or less
accomplished.
You were successful.
sort of worked.
in that.
yeah.
All right. So that was a lot of fun. Let's do it again in 2 weeks. Something like that. Sound good?
Yeah.
Let's do some close-up plugs. Let's get the hell out of here. Chuck, you got something important happening. What's happening?
I got a Kickstarter, Teenage Odyssey, Into the Odd Base game, where you survive as teenagers in the fever dream of the 90s. So go check it out and back it and love it and watch it. And yes.
Anything else? Okay. Link in the chat if you're watching now on Twitch. If you're watching this later on YouTube, or if you're listening to this on the podcast, check the show notes. There will be a link to the Kickstarter in there. All of us, I think, on the screen have backed it. Some of us backed it right away. But yeah, and you can also check out we did a play of it last week, so it's up on the YouTube page, Friends Adventures and Lollygagging, and obviously go check out Cannon Otter and DOK and stuff. You can see some other plays as well of it, so there's plenty of plays and you can see how it goes. Awesome. Other things that DOK is doing this week stream wise?
Joe, I'll let you make noises.
Yeah, Friday we're going to be playing the game that I'm making, but is not done enough yet to Kickstarter or anything. But Anvia, it's a high fantasy, dragging everyone through, playtesting it. It's going pretty good.
Perfect, fantastic. My Trey, where can we find you on the internet?
When I am not forcing my friendship on these people, and also getting my heart ripped out, which was. What? Amazing, by the way. It was so I am my to plays games on YouTube. I had taken a bit of a break, but I'm hoping to be back to it as of this Wednesday. So if you're into tabletop system agnostic content that really kind of centers player and GM experience, you should check me out.
Freaking-tastic. We'll look forward to that. Yeah. And again, check the notes and everything. You'll find links to everybody's stuff, including Jeremy, this Patreon that you want to tell us about.
I would. Yeah. Aaron Reese on Patreon. There's maps, tokens, comics, good stuff. Check it out.
Absolutely. Fantastic. I didn't even type it this time. I just hit enter because I had it.
I know you did.
It's just such a fun
I stopped
game
rushing
now.
it. You've broken me. I gave up. It's fine.
That's how I feel about running games. You've broken me. So I'm like, yeah, you could take those two sounds.
I understand.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah. All right. As
and
for us.
Also, thank you for Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Prepared for, I got a C+ content.
Okay.
And the Rebel Pilot and Diesel Shot. Thank you,
perfect.
Raiders.
Fantastic. All right. And then what do we got going on? So what do we have going on? Tomorrow night, our last play of Heroic Deeds, one of our other buddies over at Garblag also has a Kickstarter. And we are doing the last of a couple little mini plays that Aaron's been running us through on Tuesdays. So come check that out tomorrow night. That Kickstarter ends this week, but you'll be able to see it tomorrow and see if it's for you. Old school style play. Then Thursday, probably Simbaroom, unless I die of exhaustion before Thursday, which honestly 50-50 at this point. So we might be starting up Simbaroom as we just finished our Werewolf the Apocalypse campaign last week. So Simbaroom is the plan for Thursdays moving forward. Friday we got some Delta Green. Saturday we'll be back to Call of Cthulhu, and next freaking Monday we are back to an old favorite on the channel. One of the first games that really we really just sort of embraced when we were streaming. Alien, the role-playing game. You can see everyone here except for Joe's face because he's too young. It's that serious of topic. He was not old enough. He didn't meet it. So we're replacing him with Adam. But it's a freaking Alien. So we're returning to our Cinders of Heaven game, which is sort of like just our little universe of it. But come hang out next Monday and we'll see how it goes. Other than that, thanks for everyone hanging out. Thanks for those of you who I saw a bunch of bits. I saw a bunch of subs. That was super kind of you. Thank you so much. But let's go ahead and pay the raid forward. And what do we want to do? Let's do a little Blackwater D&D. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Blackwater D&D. All right. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.